Good evening, peace, peace. How y'all doing out there? Poetry paradise world, you know what I mean? We here tonight with Laron the poet, and I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself and let y'all know what time it is with him. All right, my brother.
All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Laron the Poet. I'm out in Columbus, Ohio. I just released my first poetry book called Hidden Emotions, Black Man Tears. So I'm available on Amazon right now. I also got an album streaming by the same name. So that's on streaming services, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music. Columbus, Ohio. So that's a little bit about me.
All right, well said, man. Well presented. Hey, man. So, what's the experience feeling like with you dropping, saying your first book?
Man, it's been a long, long journey. I started writing poetry probably about 10, 15 years ago, somewhere around there. And I started writing poetry just as a way to express myself because, growing up, I was like quiet, shy, a little introverted or whatever. So I started writing poetry one day because this was a way for me. It just gave me an outlet to talk, to speak, to express my feelings. So I started to write, and then I started to go out more and read them out in public. Started doing them online, and that's how I got into poetry. So then I started to say, well, maybe I should do something with these poems because they were just sitting in my notebook, sitting on my computer. So I'm like, well, let me do something with them. So I put them together in a book. I probably started the book around COVID, somewhere around there, a little before or after, give or take a few years. And I finally got them all together and hired an editor, and here I am with my first book out.
Hey, that's what's up. What is life experiences that mostly influence the poems that's in your book?
So growing up, I grew up in the hood like most of us have. So saw a lot of my friends go to jail, so get jail, death on the streets, selling dope, whatever the case might be. So that's big influence on that. So I'm like, man, well, why does this keep happening to us? So I wrote about that. Went through some few bad relationships. I'm divorced. I got divorced in 2024. So that was another influence of it. I already got a few poems about what I went through with that in there. And so, just relationships, things that men can't say, feel like they can't talk about themselves. I got a poem in my book called "I Cry" because it's always a stigma that men can't cry. So I got a poem about that in the book. So that's pretty much where my material comes from. Just through my own life experiences. Police brutality, I talk about that. Got a couple poems in there about police brutality because I've been pulled over, had guns pulled me up when I was a student at Ohio State. So I got poems in there about that. So I write about that too. So it's just pretty much my experience as a black man in America.
I feel you on that. It's a lot of things going on right now. You know what I mean? We got to move accordingly out in this world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Grab a hold of those experiences. But how would you describe your poetic voice to people that haven't heard it yet or
So
haven't experienced it? You know what I mean?
uh, how I describe my voice is just somebody who's held a lot inside for a lot of years. So when I go into an open mic or when I'm reading my poems or post them online or whatever case might be, I want everybody just to feel what I've been through and maybe somebody else who's been through it too. So my goal is not only express myself, but maybe somebody else who may be feeling the same way and maybe encourage them to either give them a mic or write their own poems. Like I actually started a group with my friends, two of my friends. I inspired them to write poetry. So now we call it formed a group called Poetic Groove, and they done start writing their own poems about what they've been going through.
Yeah,
So far, my influence at least a few people I know. So
that's what's up.
that's the whole entire goal of me writing poetry is just express myself and then get others who feel like they can't express themselves, give them a voice too.
Hey, that's what's up, man. There's always been that program, each one teach one. So
Right,
that's how we gotta vibe and connect and keep things alive. You know what I mean?
right.
Uh, you know, when you on that stage and you're in front of that audience, how is that feeling? You know what I mean? Like, do you get a little nervous, or you know what I'm saying? If you feel like you full of service, like you gonna really entertain and give the people what they want.
So when I get up there, like I said, I'm an introvert, so it took a long time for me to get on stage. I actually started reading my poems in Toastmasters. If you don't know what Toastmasters is, that's a group, and they teach you public speaking.
Okay.
So you go to Toastmasters, you write a poem, well, speech rather, because it's not really geared to poetry. I just made it into poetry because I asked them. I went to Toast, said, "Hey, can I come here and practice some of my poems, read some of my poems?" Like, yeah, sure, come on. So that's what really got me started doing it because I would go to Toastmasters and I would read the poems there, and they enjoyed them, they liked them, and they influenced me. Say, you should really go do something with this. And one of the ladies in the group, she inspired me to go to the Columbus Arts Festival, which is actually next weekend. And the Arts Festival is for artists to go down there and show their artwork, but there's also people who go down there and sing, perform, and their poetry. So I was part of that for a few years. So that's what really got me started in. So I still get nervous, but it's not as bad as it was when I first started.
Okay, that's what's up. And how's that journey been for you?
It's been a journey. So I grow. So everybody says I get a little better each time. I do get a criticism that I tend to talk too fast to some of my open mics, but that's still something I'm trying to work through. So it's amazing because a lot of people tell me from where I started at, they see a lot of improvement from where I came up. Because everybody tells me, well, you were so shy. It's very when I first met you. And everybody tells me I've been much improved. And like I said, I've also influenced other people to go out there and do poetry. So it's an amazing feeling from where I started to where I am now.
It's the evolution, man. We all evolved throughout the years and everything, even through the experiences of being out there.
Right.
But hey, what challenges did you face while publishing this book? You just presented out to the world.
Has some editing challenges because hiring editors, find somebody to do the cover, going through Amazon stuff because I'll publish it on Amazon initially. I would like to get it in other places, but Amazon was the easiest place to get up. So I faced challenges with that because I never published a book before, so I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I probably spent hours trying to format it. ChatGPT was one of my best friends because if there's something I didn't know how to do, I would throw it in ChatGPT. Can you fix this? Can you do that? Sometimes it did it, sometimes it didn't. But you have to share. You just have to do a lot of testing. Okay. So I put it in chat. I put my manuscript in ChatGPT, had them do what I needed to do with it, to format to Amazon's rules or whatever. Because sometimes they would tell me, "Oh, this is wrong or that's wrong, that's that, and the other." Yeah. But luckily, when you do get up below Amazon, you can order some author copies or some test copies. So that way, when they send me a few test copies, I say, "Okay, this looks good. This is how I want it to look." So it was a challenge, but hopefully my next time it'll be a little bit better because I've learned a lot on my first one.
It's an experience, man. You know what I'm saying? I went through the ins and outs. I mean, not using the GP, but I mean just starting off in the beginning. Everything is process, man. You get better as you go along over time and years, man. So I'm still on my magical journey myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got a couple of projects coming out before the summer, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about that. So I'm just right now it's about poetry's paradise, man. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. One step at a time. That's how I took it.
Having others come through, man, and show their support. You know what I mean? That's what the platform is all about, man. So my other question is, how did you decide which poems go into the book?
Oh my God, that was so hard. Like I said, I've been writing for a while. So I probably had like 15 years worth of poems because when I first started writing poetry, I built my computer. I built my own computer. So every time I get in a computer, I take the hard drive out. So I still have the hard drive in the very first computer that I bought. So I went back to that hard drive, hooked it up to my the computer that I built. I went through and oh my God, I forgot about this poem. I forgot about that poem. So it was hard. So I tried to pick the ones that I felt like people could relate to the most. And I did put some new ones in there too that I wrote. So I tried to mix it up between some old ones and some new ones.
Yeah.
So you can see that. And I also did that because I wanted people to see kind of growth. Like, oh man, he was there and now he's here. So that's how I picked between my poems. But it was really, it's a collection of 30 poems. I hope that's not too much, but that's how many put it in there. But so
hey, it's whatever you feel like, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done the most.
Yeah, but that was a hard process. But I just tried to put the ones in that I felt like people could relate to the most.
Yeah, I just threw it in the air, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a Leo, so we do however way we feel.
Right.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? You got to know what you feel inside, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, if it's your dopest and flyest 30, you know what I'm saying? Let it fly like a birdie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, hey, man, it's all good. But, yo, we're going to take a little intermission, you know what I'm saying, from the conversation. Why don't you drop some of that poetry for us, man?
Yeah, I could drop one. This is June. June is Men's Mental Health Month. So let me go ahead and pull up one real quick.
All right.
Let's see. I need to get that's something else I need to work on. Remember them off the top of my head, but I haven't got to that point yet. But I will one of these days.
So good, man. I'm not even in that boat.
Yeah.
I read from my phone, bro. Know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I do too. I do too. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get there one of these days. All right, so I am pulling it up here. So the piece I'm going to read is called "Black Man Tears" because that's the title of the poem. I mean, the book
Okay.
Hidden Emotions, Black Man Tears. So I figure I'll read one of the title ones.
All right, no doubt.
Just
Stage
wait
is
for
yours,
it.
man.
Just wait for it to come up here. Let me scroll down. It's going to be the very last poem in the book. Is this censored? Can I say whatever? Or
You can say whatever you want.
okay, cool. Just because you got a few words in here, so I just check first on something
We
hard.
adults around here, bro.
All right, so this piece is called "Black Man Tears." If a tree falls in the forest, no one around to hear. Doesn't make a sound. That's a profound thought, been pondered for ages. Let's create a different scenario. If a black man sitting next to that same tree shedding tears, is there anyone there to hear? Better yet, does anyone care? His black man tears falls on deaf ears. He's crying, trying to let go of the pain of a significant other cheating. The loss of another brother to the violence of the streets. The only place he can retreat to cry his black man tears. The only place he has to let go. All the mental and verbal abuse he's been through. Sat next to that tree that no one hears. Can't let them flow in front of his friends and family. They'll just tell him to suck it up, shut the fuck up, quit being a punk, stop being a bitch. He has to switch his tears off to show that he's tough. Cover his tears up and not appear to be weak. Go back to the tree, let them flow like the Nile River. Every tear he sheds is like a diamond in the rough. That's the only place he can deliver his black man tears. Hitting black man's sorrows, tears flow in silent streams. Deep inside, he's roaring like a lion, and in tip to quiet his suicidal thoughts. He just needs a shoulder to cry on. No one is there to provide it. Tears flowing like the leaves falling from the tree no one hears. In the quiet stretch of the night, each teardrop is a tale untold. In the turmoil and struggles has unfolding, holding his head above his knees. Next to that tree no one hears. That's his retreat to shed his black man tears. He's a battle-tested warrior. He wants to let the beast out the cage but can't. Like the Incredible Hulk. He wants to rage but can't. As he'll be seen as an angry, violent savage. Instead, he goes back to the tree to let out his silent screams. It helps him fight the Grim Reapers are slowly snatching his soul from his body, taking his life. When he lets out his black man tears, his tear-streaked face shows his courage, finding dismays. Every teardrop is him regaining his strength. Before he goes face the world, he reverts like Bruce Banner, because no one wants to hear his black man tears. That's that piece. It's called Black Man Tears.
All right. So, what was the inspiration behind writing that poem right there?
Well, Tupac's my favorite artist. So he has a song called "So Many Tears," and I just wanted to write my own version of it. So that's how that piece came about.
Did you struggle writing it, or
No,
was it just like 1, 2, 3?
no, I just struggled. Once I got the concept down, I just went through and wrote it. Took a little walk in the park, just go south, like I said, next to a tree, and just wrote it.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Well, okay. When you was writing this book, did you have any doubts
A lot.
during the writing process, and how'd you overcome it?
Yeah, I had a lot of doubts like, oh, will anybody read it? Will anybody care? Is anybody gonna want my book? And stuff like that. So yeah, I have so many doubts. So how I overcame it is I have just other poets in the community. I took several workshops to learn how to write poetry better, learn how to express myself. Going to the open mics, like I said earlier, different poetry groups I'm in, I go and they put different prompts out and I write different poems. So everybody always gives me good feedback. Like I said, I went to Toastmasters and everybody, just all the encouragement that I got from the other poets in the community. And they just encouraged me to put this together. And then Joanna, I know you know Joanna, right? She's one of our biggest supporters and she encouraged me. And I know she has a couple books out and she's encouraged me to put mine out too. So that's how I overcome those doubts.
So, what is that? Do you have any expectations with the book?
Um, my only expectation is if hopefully it helps another brother out, especially the younger generation, because we have something that I didn't grow up with called social media, and it could be a lot of negativity on social media. All these debates about what a man is, what a man's supposed to be, what a man's supposed to do, and blah blah blah. I'm hoping this book can just encourage any man who might be going through something. Like I said, I went through a divorce in 2024, and right after that, I lost my job. I got laid off like a month after my divorce. So, and then after that, I got to a car accident, so I ran in the back of my car. So there's a lot of stuff that happened during the process of writing this book, and I just poured it all out into my poetry. So that's pretty much that's what encouraged me to keep going, and that's what encouraged me to keep put the book out because you never know what somebody else might be going through. It might help somebody else.
That's factuals. You know what I mean? So let me ask you. You can answer it if you don't want to answer it. You know what I mean? Going through your divorce, do you think that helped you with your poetry?
Yeah, because a lot of people when they go break up, they get bitter and angry and mad at the world, and they take their anger out on the next person, which is something I
Mm,
don't want to do.
right.
So I didn't want to do that. So I just took all my anger and my feelings out on the paper, and I went to therapy too after that. So I just write about a bunch of poems of what I've been. I didn't put those in this book. I'm thinking about putting some of them in my next book.
Hey, that's what's up.
I'm gonna call it. It's a working titles between love and hate because I'm not sure if I want to do both sides of the coin, like tell both sides of the story.
Yeah,
But that might be the subject of my next book. But that's how it held.
yeah,
It.
that's what's up. Well, how do you balance your writing from personal truth while protecting your privacy?
I start out on a notebook, so a
I
pen.
mean, is there any filter like getting too personal or just wanting to keep some things private? You know,
Oh,
saying when you write,
um, I
or you just don't care. You just like, yo, I'm gonna put
I,
it in.
I just don't really care, honestly, because I feel like a lot of stuff that I've been through, most I just write about it, and I just feel like somebody else might need to hear it. So
Hey, that's what's
I,
up.
I just got to go tell my story. Like the reason why I got divorced because I went through abuse. So, and that's something that men don't talk about. A lot of men don't talk about going through abusive relationship. Usually, when you hear about abuse, you think about men abusing the woman, but you don't ever hear about it the other way around. So I have done those. Have done a few of those pieces either publicly. So, and I want to talk about it because I want to encourage other men. Because when I was going through my divorce, I looked up the domestic violence rates, and a lot of men have higher suicidal rates, but that's something else nobody talks about. So I feel like I have to talk about it, no matter how personal it is, and maybe it'll help somebody else.
And it's always like that, man. Like I said, coming from that school, each one teach one.
Right.
You can always drop some jewels on other people, and other people can always drop some jewels on you from the personal perspective of the matter. You know what I'm saying? That's breeding around the grounds that you moving around on. So hey, I can respect that, brother. You know what I'm saying? What has been the most surprising reaction you received from people knowing that you just put out this book, this body of work?
Just all the support I've been getting. It's because one the most surprising part is on LinkedIn because I'm like, is LinkedIn a good place to put my poetry? Yeah, because I don't really see a lot of people promoting poetry on LinkedIn, but I said, what the heck, why not? And then so this lady on there, she said, I'm gonna buy 3 copies. I'm gonna share it with some of my organizations. I'm like, okay,
Peace.
wow. So that was the biggest. I think LinkedIn was the biggest shock for the biggest
Yeah.
surprise for me because yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but I just put on. I just let me try LinkedIn. Let me just see what happens, and so that's probably the biggest shock to me is getting support on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Hey, that's fly. That's dope. You know what I mean? But what advice would you give aspiring poets who dream of publishing their first book? Like, what kind of ignition to their car to get it moving out the driveway to execute? You know what I
I
mean?
would just say just do it. Like if you're scared or nervous or whatever, and it can be intimidating at first because it was intimidating for me. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So, but I will say just do it because something I learned: if you have a gift, then we have to share it with the world because there's no point in just keeping it all in because when we die, then nobody's never going to know that we had that gift. So that's another reason why I started putting my poems out there. 'Cause at first, I had no intention of doing it. I was just writing for myself, and I was just gonna keep it to myself. I was just going, oh well, that's great. So I would just leave my notebook or put my computer, like, oh yeah, that sounds good, and that would be that. But like I said, once I started doing it on Toastmasters, I started getting reactions to them. I said, well, maybe there's more to this than just leaving them on my notebook or keeping them on my computer on a hard drive that nobody's never going to see. And if I pass away, nobody's never going to know. So I would just say, just do it. Just go after it. And you never know what might happen.
So when you go to these poetry events, right? Are you selective of which poetry events you go to, or you just like, yo, I'm gonna hit as many as I can,
Uh,
do my 1-2 thing?
I just go for the most part. I just go and I see the audience because I did do one poem, a couple poems that people didn't like or got offended by. That's a whole other conversation.
Can you explain on
Yeah.
the show?
So
Like,
so the first one I
what
did.
the experience about? What was that about?
So the first one I did was it was this piece called the Blue Bubble,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty much right after I left my house after my divorce. And I was in the mood. I was feeling the type of way about it. So I was just open mic and did it. And this other poet or the host he got on stage said, "Oh well, we're not going to attack women and don't be this that and the other." right after I did my poem, and it kind of pissed me off a little bit. Like, dude, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've gone through. You don't know what happened. You can't just say that. And when people get on the stage and mic, they pour their souls. You don't never know what somebody's gonna say on the mic.
That's true.
So yeah, and that was that. And another one I did. It was right after the Dave Chappelle thing because I don't know. Dave Chappelle was getting attacked for his Netflix specials by the LGBT, and it kind of upset me. Like, why are you attacking this man? Like, for what? So I wrote a poem about it. Like I say, I write about what I see. So if something moves me, I write about it, and I did it. And people got offended by it and said I was attacking them. No, well, y'all attacked him. So I feel like I need to clap back because he tells jokes. He's a comedian. That's his job. His job is to be a comedian. And we need to cancel him. And then he came back and did another special, responded to the first, like, y'all can't cancel me. What? This is my life. This is what I've been through. So yeah, that's the only two times I got some kind of pushback from my poetry.
Oh wow.
Well,
how do you define success as a poet beyond gaining book sales and recognition?
I would just say the success as a poet, I would say being your true self, because that's pretty much what poetry is. Like expressing yourself in the best possible way that you can. Because people, like I said, people go through stuff, and poetry is a great outlet. And it could be anything. Like it doesn't even have to rhyme. Like if you want to come do it, just come and read it, whether it rhymes or not. Or you don't have to be like Eminem or Tupac or nothing like that. But I feel like and if it rhymes, great. But I try to make mine rhyme as best as I can. I'm not a lyrical genius, all like that. But I just get a topic, get a subject, something I feel it, and I just put the words together, and they just come together. They just come to me. I don't even know how it happened. Like I just picked up a pen and paper one day. Like you asked me what got me into poetry, I don't even know because I hated writing in school. I hated public speaking. Like I would never do speech. I would rather fail the class than do a speech in front of the whole class. But somehow I feel like God gave me this gift and it just came to me one day. So that's how it happened for me. So I would just say encourage anybody. That's what success to me is, just going out there and do it. As long as you went out there and spoke your truth, then that's a success.
Hey, that's the way of the world, man. You just gotta go out there and get it. Get in your bag and just make a couple of moves and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But what legacy do you hope your poetry leaves for the future generations?
For the future generations, I just hope that it teaches that the younger men that they don't always have to be tough. They don't have to hold their emotions in. They don't have to always act like the bad guy or stuff like that. They can express themselves without having their manhood attacked. They can cry. They can show emotions and still be manly or still be a man. So that's what I hope the younger generation gets from my poetry.
If your poetry could speak directly to the world for 1 minute, what do you feel like it would say?
I think it would say like he was him. Like he spoke his truth, and that would be that. That's what I would say. He just spoke his truth.
So like a Annie up moment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, brother, can you drop us another poem? If not from the book, but just out of your archive?
Yeah. Let me see. I do.
This poetry's paradise, my brother. We get loose and get busy up in here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No tension on your behalf, but you know, hey man, we got you here.
Let me do. Let's see. I'm gonna do this piece called Rain. Let me go find it. It'd be quicker if I search. All right, this piece is called Rain. Rain, rain, go away. These gray dark clouds seem to follow me around. Did I lose water in the grass is growing beneath my feet? It's getting too tall for me to defeat. Give me challenges I have to conquer, obstacles I have to overcome, barriers I have to break, roadblocks I have to cross. Turning the ground into ditches of mud I have to trudge through. No matter how much blood, sweat, or tears I drop, I have to somehow burrow my way through these dark raindrops. The precipitation from these dreary clouds keeps stealing my energy. The crack of lightning is burning a hole through my soul. The rumble of the thunder is robbing my spirit. I wish I was worthy of the power of Thor. Then I would wield Mjolnir to make these dark storms disappear. I had the power of a roll my roll, wave my hands to rid myself of the storm. Tired of drowning in sorrow and misery. They say behind every dark night there's a brighter day. Why do they seem so far away? I had no more tears to cry. The clouds stole them all. We cycled to them into more rainfall. I'd still fight to get through this plight. No matter what, though, it seems to be no end in sight. Trying to keep the eye of the tiger burning bright. Just give me a light of hope. Let it break down the thickness of the clouds. Give me a little beam of ray to guide me. Give me a little beam. That's all I really need. It's just the faith of a mustard seed to protect my belief. Keep me from breaking down. This downpour attempted to swallow my pride. I gotta ride it to the end. No matter how much torrential winds blow in my face, I'm gonna make it to be great. Rain, rain, go away. Don't come back another day. That's that piece called Rain.
All right, bro. All right. What was the inspiration behind that poem, man? What made you write that? You know what I
I
mean?
just thought about that song, that little nursery rhyme a long time ago. Rain, rain, go away. This, that. I don't remember how the nursery rhyme go. So that's when I started my piece. And I just wrote my own version of it. So that's what inspired that one.
Were you thinking about something that like that?
It's probably around, yeah, probably around the time. Well, see, I think I wrote this before I lost my job. Probably just all the things I've been through. Yeah.
So that was more of a release.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a release from everything I've been through, everything I saw my friends probably go through, stuff like that. So,
hey man, look, we all gotta go through the ins and outs, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard stepping to the mountaintop.
right,
Word up. You gotta have these little magical moments and whatnot.
right.
It's always involved the creator. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look, man, it's there. But I have another question, man, about when you at the poetry events, right? That you're a part of.
Uh-huh.
Is there any self like nervousness or self doubt when you hearing like some other people when they sound like they spitting that fire?
Yeah,
Do, it, like, do you get kind of shaky, flaky, like oh man, like
yeah, all the time, all the time.
yeah,
Yeah, I get a real bad case of imposter syndrome because there's people out here who've been doing a lot longer than me, who might have a bigger name than me. So yeah, all the time. Like I'm actually part of this thing called the Cookout, and it's a thing that this producer, his name is Deep outside of Houston, and what he does, he brings independent artists together to put tracks together, to put an album together, and they're rappers, singers, this, that, and other. Every time I go, I'm like, man, I don't consider myself a rapper. I'm a poet, so I'm like, these dudes, they get in the booth and they be killing it. I'm like, I can't go in behind him, but they always be pushing me to go in because I actually did a couple tracks with them. They're like, yeah, they gave me kudos or whatever. I was like, okay, so maybe I can do this. So yeah, all the time, man, all the time. I always get imposter syndrome when I do it, but I just go in and do it anyway.
hey man, look, is it from male? Is it from a male and female perspective?
Yeah,
Or
it's both. Yeah, it's both.
it's just a dudes be out there killing it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you're like,
we
oh
both,
man.
we both male and female. Like, man, I'm not going to that because there used to be this one girl I would go after. Her. She would always be at the events, and she's real animated, and she acts out hard. Like, man, they would call my name. I'm like, man, I can't go after her. She just went over there and put on the whole theatrical masterpiece. But I still went up there and do my thing or whatever. But yeah, it's both.
So when you enter the realm of the event, how is your how was they feeling you? You know what I'm saying? Like how was the exception to the rule of you being there?
I just once I get up there, once I get started, I just try not to think about it no more. I just try to go through my piece and try to make the audience feel it the best I can, and then I get through it, and then I get my little snaps and claps, and that makes me feel a little bit better.
But what are the people saying to you after you perform?
Oh yeah, they tell me they like the piece or they really felt it. Like the Black Man Tears piece, I got a lot of kudos on that. People feel that, so they tell me I did a good job, and I'm actually doing a feature at the end of the month. So I must be doing something right because people are inviting me out to their events. So
Oh, that's what's up, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, it's gonna be my first feature actually. So
that's all it's about. When you receive that love like that,
yeah.
hey man, how does that make you feel though?
It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Like, wow, this person put a show together and they had thought enough about me to ask me to be a feature. Like, wow. So it was like sometimes I'm like, I can't believe it. Like I said, I never set out to be a poet. I didn't start out to do this, but here I am.
Do you feel like you having a Jay-Z moment when he was like, "Mama, I made it"?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of surreal. Like the people would think enough about me to ask me to come out to their event and be a feature. So
Now, before you go to these events, right? When they line you up for that, do you go with your already stuff that's in your book, or do you go into your archive and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna come through and spit these joints right here.
Yeah, I just go into my archive. I don't ever know what I get going to do before I get there, so I just try to fill out the audit to see which pieces I'm going to do. So
Now,
I just go
do
through
you,
my phone and see which one. Okay, which one do I want to
yeah.
do today?
Now, do you write pen and pad, or do you write in your phone?
Uh, I used to do a pen and paper, but I do it on my phone now because I got a stylus on my phone. It just makes it easier, and plus
Okay.
because sometimes like when I write on my paper, then I got to go through type them up. Like I feel like oh that takes too much time. So lately I've been writing more on my phone than I have my pen and paper.
Do you feel like there's a difference in like your style of writing or your thought patterns when you between writing on pen and pad and or writing inside your phone,
Well, I think there's
or
somewhat of
even typing, or it's all the same?
yeah, I think it's a little bit of a different. Pen and paper is old school, like before we got phones and social media and all that stuff, all the technology we have now. I think it's somewhat of a difference. I think when you're doing it with pen and paper, I think there might be a better connection. Sometimes, and I feel like when I'm writing on pen and paper, sometimes like I can't start writing. I have to keep going.
Mm.
So I think when I'm writing on pen and paper, I don't ever want to stop writing until I feel, hey, well, okay, this is enough. I did enough. And then when I type it up, I'll just cut out the things that I feel like said was too much or too long or whatever. Cut out things that I feel like didn't fit.
Now, do you feel like when you're writing, is it in silence or
Yeah.
is it on
Uh,
music?
yeah, I put on music. I play like meditative music on YouTube mostly when I write.
Or some like you listen to like lo-fi
Yeah,
sounds or
yeah,
something
like
like that?
lo-fi
So
and stuff
you
like
feel
that.
like it gives you inspiration and a little boost that
Yeah,
way?
like lo-fi or nature sounds stuff like that when I'm writing.
Oh, okay. All right. What's the difference between silence and having
I think the nature
lo-fi
just puts me in a
sounds?
better mood.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that at least for me, it just puts me in the right mood.
Y'all hear that out there? Sometimes if you want to get it popping and get it started, if you don't have that to yourself, listen to some lo-fi sounds. You know what I'm saying? Feed your spirit, feed your soul. If you feel like you kind of stuck, you ever have writer's block?
Sometimes, yeah, yeah. Sometimes,
What do you think causes that?
that's a great question because sometimes I feel like, oh gosh, am I being too repetitive? Is this too short or is this too long? Do I want to add more? Do I want to take out some stuff? Uh, or sometimes I will feel like, am I running out of ideas? Like, what if I run out of stuff to write about? But so yeah, I do get writer's block sometimes. I feel like sometimes I done said everything, I wrote everything already. I don't want to be repetitive and repeat something, but at the same time, stuff keeps happening, so I'm gonna keep writing about it. But yeah, I get writer's block sometimes.
And how do you get yourself out of that mode?
So like I said, I'm in a lot of poetry groups, so I might go in and they'll put a prompt, and they'll give me a title, like, oh yeah, that's a good one. So I'll just start writing to it. So that's what helps me get out of that sometimes.
Okay. So you feel like that's helpful and
Yeah,
resourceful.
yeah. Sometimes it's too because I'm in a lot of poetry groups and I can't write to them all. So sometimes I'm like, man, I'm write to all of them.
Yeah.
But when I work, but sometimes like y'all work, get off work, I don't feel like writing. I be tired. I just want to chill out, relax. But
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of helps me out. I see that when I
So let me ask
groups.
you this hypothetical. What if what if we didn't have poetry groups, communities and stuff? What if it was just the internet? That's it. You know what I mean? You just check your email or something like that. Pushing it back to the lower days on it. How do you think your poetry would be?
Um, well, I guess that's how I started before all this social media stuff came around. Just started
No,
with
I
a
mean without social media. If it
that's what I'm
was
saying. That's how I started before social
oh,
media.
okay.
Yeah, 'cause I used to just like I said. That's how I started writing with just a pen and paper. I said, you know what? I think I went to an open mic at Ohio State once, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I want to try it out. So that's what started me. I just started writing with a pen and paper. So if we didn't have all that stuff, I think I would still be doing it, even if I didn't have the groups, because life happens to everything. There's always something that might happen, and
Okay.
something might go on. So life just happens. So maybe something I saw something today that inspired me, or maybe I'm just walking in the park and saw something, or maybe I'm feeling a type of way, or maybe I have a memory or something I want to write about when I was a
Yeah.
kid, or maybe like my grandfather. I have a poem in my book about my grandfather. So I would just draw on just my past experiences if I didn't have internet, social media, or whatever.
Yeah. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. So, what do you look for in the future right now?
So currently, I'm just keep trying to push the book that I got out. So try to strike the iron while it's hot. So I'm gonna keep trying to promote that. We got an event coming up on the 26th with the producer I told you about earlier. So I'm trying to get in the studio. Because I do have, like I said, I do have 2 albums streaming, but I only did that one time. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna say I am gonna get back in there and try to get some tracks recorded to get that whole album out. Try to get that done. So that's gonna be my next move.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And what's the recording process like when you putting these albums out on streaming?
So yeah, that's a whole different process because I don't like. I wrote to lo-fi music because I'm not really a rapper or artist, so it's hard for me to write to an actual beat. So when I did my albums, I would just write my poems, and then the producer I worked with, I recorded my poem, and he would just put the beat that he felt like would fit the poem.
Okay.
So when I go to the studio, there's other artists gonna be there, so I'm gonna try to go out their vibe. They usually come up with a topic or a subject, and I'll try to write to that. So I haven't got to that part yet where I can actually write to a beat like a rapper would. So that's gonna be my next process.
Hey man, congratulations! Salute to that, man. You know, sounds like you're doing some big things out here, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Proud of yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. You seem like you feel like you're sitting on top of the world right now. You got the album streaming. You got the books gleaming out there.
Yeah.
Well, say, hey man, I can't wait to go get my copy and whatnot, man. You know,
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, word. When they told me about you, I was like, all right, you know, say I checked you out on you know, a couple of people I'm live and associated with. They was like, yeah, the dude is nice. You know what I mean? Like, yo, he good brother and everything like that. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna have him come through one night. You know, like I come from the school of each one teach one. Right. So you know, when you fly with some other people and they fly with other people, you know what I'm saying? Poets make the world go round.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm glad I did that too, because I was never, because I'm not really a camera person on like that, but I just like I said, I just do it. I just put them out there, and poetry has gotten me out of my comfort zone too, because I would never, like I said, I'm an introvert, shy to myself kind of person, but poetry, like it has gotten me places that I've never thought I would be. Like I've met a whole group of people and hold up poets and locally and out of town and everything. So it's taking me places I never thought I would do, or has me doing things I never thought I would do.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you know, big shout out to Blackstone and Black Poet. You know what I mean? For the, you know, saying the introduction and everything. So I appreciate that. Man, let the people know where they can reach you. Is there outside of Amazon, and how can they get to your streaming tracks of your albums?
Yeah, so they can just reach me on any social media, laronthepoet.com or Laron the Poet. My website's laronthepoet.com. So that's pretty much my handle on TikTok, Instagram. Facebook is just my name, Laron Henderson. I do have a poetry page, Laron the Poet, but I need to start putting more information on my page. But I do have a Facebook page called Laron the Poet too. And my streaming, my album Hidden Emotions, Black Material, same name as the book. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, wherever you stream music at. And the book is on Amazon right now, currently hitting the same books, Hidden Emotions, Black Material. I actually did the album before I did the book. So the book is actually a stitching of the album.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how that happened, because my intention was to write the book first. But like I said, I met the producer. He's like, I want to work with you. Okay, cool. So I just did my poems, sent him my poems, and he put it together and did a real good job. But his name is Randy, so he looked out for me.
Hey, that's dope. That's fly. You know what I
mean? On streaming, it's going to be under a different name, because my old name is going to be under Soul Poetry Hilly on streaming. But that was my old name. But I go by Laron the Poet now.
All right. They can find you on Instagram and TikTok?
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok.
Facebook and all that?
Yeah.
All right. See, y'all heard it here. You know what I'm saying? Laron the Poet. You know what I'm saying? Coming to you live and direct.
Yeah, my girl gave me that name. She kept calling
me. Atterbury. You know what I'm saying? You got one last poem for us?
Yeah, I could do what?
All right, that's dope. I mean, salute that, my brother. Appreciate that.
Well, let's see. Which one? Let's see which one I want to do. Oh, I'm going to do the title piece. Why not do the title piece of the book? That's called Hidden Emotions. Hidden Emotions. I get asked often, why you so quiet? Why you so shy? Why you so laid back and reserved? Why you such an introvert? Why you ask me, do you really want to know? It's because I don't want to show any signs of weakness. Honestly, when I speak in front of people, I get nervous. I keep everything buried deep inside. It's my hidden emotions that me, myself, and I keep a hold to. They stay buried closely with a lock and key, like long lost hidden pirate treasure. Don't put too much pressure on me to up and let go, or try to get me to open up. I tried a few times before. You want to know why I keep my emotions hidden? It's because I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve. People have used that to take advantage of me. As sad as it is, it's the truth. You can't tell me otherwise. Not proud of it, but at times I even lie to keep my emotions hidden deep inside. I tried to share them with others, but they took my emotions, flipped them around, using them to trick me into doing what they wanted me to, regardless of how I was feeling. They used to be able to guilt the real me in, to make me feel bad and sad, like something tragic was going to happen if I didn't assist or aid them. Twisted my heartstrings against me. Sure, they have no issue sharing their feelings, thoughts, and opinions, even trying to force their point of view, all while dismissing mine, misconstrue my words. That's why I have hidden emotions, to keep holes within poked in my heart. So when someone tries to get me to open up, I just start to close up instead, shut down and bottle up. Why do I have hidden emotions, you ask? Because I don't want to get laughed at, attacked for showing emotions. I don't want to be ridiculed for showing emotions. I don't want to be humiliated for showing emotions. I don't want them to be abused, used against me. My hidden emotions are not for your amusement. No, I won't show any emotions. I refuse to give them to you, to control, use them against me. I'm not going to let you hold them. I keep them buried deep under lock and key. You just want to keep me conflicted to bend me to your will and wishes. Just like you, I got feelings too. I got pride, and I'm sick and tired of crying inside. Sick and tired of sitting back, being quietly attacked. So I'm easy going and laid back. I keep my hidden emotions to myself. See, you can't tell me what to believe, what to think, how to act, how to dress, or what to be. I'm allowed to feel how I feel, think what I think, believe what I believe. You want to know why I don't show any emotions, why I hold them close, won't let them go. I just gave you a list of reasons. That's why I keep my emotions hidden, so you don't use them to deceive me. That's that piece called hidden emotions.
All right, bro. That's what's up. That is what's up. Once again, here on Poetry's Paradise, we appreciate having you. You know what I'm saying? Come through for us and share the love of your poetry and also the excitement of the news about your new book and also your streaming on you know, streaming services out there. So everybody, y'all make sure y'all go out and check the brother out. You know what I'm saying? On TikTok, Instagram, and hit him up. You know what I'm saying? So you can go and get yours. And the book is again, my brother. The book is where in the title.
It's called Hidden Emotions, Black Man Tears. It's available on Amazon in both ebook and paperback.
All right, now that's what's up. Well, we'll see y'all next week. JW Atterbury, Poetry's Paradise, and we out. Peace.